Do you know, I was surprised the way the way Rishi Sunak conducted that debate, Mark. And by the way, it's very nice to see you again, because I thought he was aggressive. I think he constantly interrupted Liz Truss. I think he's thin-skinned and tetchy, and it showed. And it's quite interesting. I read Matthew Parris, former colleague of mine when I was on the Times. He's a columnist on the Times, former Tory MP. And he appeared to say to Rishi in his column on Saturday, get out there, go in all guns blazing, because many of the people who vote in this leadership contest will vote in the next week when they get their ballot papers. So throw everything at us straight away. I think he took that advice rather too literally. And I think it backfired, which is why the first poll that we saw yesterday suggested it was 39 to 38 to Rishi. But the poll of Tory party members, again, it gave Liz Truss a pretty big, considerable lead. And
so,
what he couldn't answer, Mark, was this. If raising taxes, which he's doing now, is so important to getting our economy back on shape, why has no other G7 country done just that?
Yeah, and of course, growth, as Keir Starmer said, is perhaps what we need to get into. But where's this going to leave his strategists for tonight? What's he going to do in his approach for this latest debate?
Well, I suspect he'll be disappointed by that poll finding because, by her own admission, Liz Truss will admit she is not a great and accomplished debater, is she? Let's be honest, she's pretty wooden, although I think she was better last night. So does he continue to push the aggressive stance? I think he might row back a bit, and I think she'll carry on as she is, trying to be calm, authoritative, trying to rise slightly above the fray. You and I know nothing is worse for people watching on TV or listening to the radio than hearing two people talking over each other. It's a complete turn-off, and I suspect some people turned for the button, and they wouldn't have been blaming her for that. They'd have been blaming him.
And, when we talk about turn-offs, of course, they're trying to put the red meat out there for the Tory party faithful, but they're going to have to be Prime Minister and perhaps face a general election within 18 months or even shorter. And the voters hate divided parties and this sort of squabbling that goes on.
Yeah, and it's too personal. I really thought, I expected it when there was 5 people. They were all throwing, knocking spots off each other. But when it came down to the head-for-head for 2 people, I thought it would be a bit more civilised, a bit more cerebral, a bit more thoughtful, a bit politer. I was surprised it was such a slanging match. And it is a turn-off for the voters. The Labour Party will be benefiting from this because you've got Liz Truss effectively shredding Sunak's entire economic policy of the last couple of years. And, of course, if he wins, it's being undermined by one of the most senior members of the government. And also, let's be honest, Mark, whoever wins, and I think it will be Truss, will want the other one in their cabinet. Although I don't think Sunak's got a chance of being Chancellor. And if she loses, I think he'll move her out of the Foreign Secretary's job too. But they've got to get on. And I'm told privately, normally they do get on, but you wouldn't believe it from what you saw last night.